Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills housing update. So inventory skyrocketed this week. It was crazy how big of a jump we saw. So let's look at the numbers. In Georgetown, we only had 19 sales, which actually surprises me with how busy it's been and how much inventory we've seen the last few weeks, but the numbers don't lie, they're at 19. I suspect next week we will have a very high sales number with how much new inventory we got. So of those 19, 15 sold over asking. So again, still a lot happening. We saw quite a few properties not get offers on offer night, so they relisted at a higher price. And so a couple of them sold under asking, but overall still tons of bidding wars happening. So in terms of new inventory, in Georgetown, we had 32 new listings. That is a lot of new listings, especially compared to 19 sales. So inventory is definitely up. So in Acton this week, we had 7 sales, which is a good number for there. 5 of them over asking, some of them a few $100,000 over asking, like some big numbers happening in Acton. It still surprises me. But speaking of big numbers, Acton had 17 new listings last week. 17, like that is a huge number for Acton. Yeah, lots of new inventory in Acton. There's tons of variety available there. I do imagine it's gonna get scooped up, but 17 is just a huge number that, you know, all of these little things are pointing us in the direction that things are gonna start shifting, because as these properties come up and buyers get satisfied, we should feel some stabilization. We'll see. In Glen Williams this week, we had 1 sale and 1 new listing. In Limehouse, there was 1 sale and no new listings. That was the first week in a while. We haven't seen much happening in Limehouse. In the rural market, we only had 2 properties sell. Again, that's a normal number. We've been seeing some higher numbers, but both of those properties did sell over asking. There was 3 new listings that entered the market in the rural area. So looking at active inventory, we jumped right over the 100 mark. We are at 103 active listings, up from 81. So again, a huge jump. We haven't seen 103 active listings. Oh my goodness, let me go back in my books here. Since October 13th. Wild. So we are up over 103. In October, our market was like in a kind of an in-between place. So having inventory over 103, which is similar to mid-October, is a really good sign. 7 in the sold conditional status, which again is our highest number in the sold conditional status in a very long time. So another indicator that competition is lessening because people are actually getting offers accepted with conditions. So looking at Georgetown, last week I was like, we're trying to get over that 50 mark. Well, we did this week. We are at 57 active listings this week, up from 46. So looking back at my numbers, the last time we had that many active listings was, again, October 13th. So we are finally back to October numbers, which is exciting. We have been in a serious low for months now. So 57 active listings. Looking at our price points, they are all up this week. So under 700,000 has 8 active listings, up from 6. And quite a few of those are not condos. So that is good news for those buyers. Our 700 to 800,000 price point has 9 active listings, and that is up from 5. So a pretty big jump. 800 to $1 million is up to 16 active listings. Lots of variety available in that price point. We have some bigger townhomes. We have a lot of Del Rex type area bungalows available, some Georgetown South products. Like there is some options for those buyers, which is really nice. And $1 million plus is up to 24 active listings. This is much more in the range of what we are used to seeing in that budget. So that is good news. Last week, we had quite a bit available between 1 and 1.3. We had 14 last week. We're down to 12. So the higher price point, the listings have gone up there, but there is still quite a bit available in $1 million plus. 24 is again, more normal to what we were seeing last year. So good news. We were down to like 7 or 8 at one point. So 24 is great. Variety, yay. Okay, Acton, serious jump in Acton. Last week we had 8 properties available there. This week we have 19. So I don't know like what's going on there, but a ton of new listings there this week. And so again, lots of buyers from Georgetown tend to check out Acton because you get a little bit more for your money. So nice to have some options there. And if you've been struggling to find something in Georgetown, it might be a good time to take a look at what's available in Acton. Glen Williams is sitting at 1 active listing. It's actually a 1.35, which is a rare price point. Great little bungalow on a beautiful lot. I anticipate it will get more than 1.35, but a nice listing there for sure. Limehouse is down to 5 active listings, but you need to have 1.5 million to start in Limehouse. In the rural market, we remain the same at 20 active listings this week. For the last few weeks, we've had a few available under $1 million. Not the case this week. You are starting at 1.3 million if you want to get into the rural market. So huge inventory jump this week. We have felt a bit of a shift happening, lots more inventory coming up, but this jump this week is massive. And if we can continue to do this for the next few weeks, it inevitably has to change the market. We are seeing a lot of stuff flooding on, and we have talked about how many buyers there are to satisfy. We still have so many bidding wars happening and so many buyers out there. But when we have such a gap, like in Georgetown, 32 new listings, but only 19 sales, that is all going to lead us to some relief for buyers. And like I said, there's tons of different options available in Georgetown, in Acton, and these properties coming up in the varying price points are exactly what we need to start feeling a little more stable and maybe get some predictability back into our market. So overall this week, like we still had a ton of sales, a ton of bidding wars, but all these new listings is such a relief to see. It hasn't been since October that we've been at these levels. So yay, let's take this win this week. Next week, we might have huge sales and inventory might drop again, but with this many people getting their house on the market, I do think we are in for a change. So I'll see you guys next week. We are continuing to watch this closely, but overall for buyers out there, a really good sign. For sellers, you still have a small window, but I do think your momentum might shift a bit as all these listings hit the market. So I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great week, everyone.